今日もお疲れ様でした。英語で国内ニュースです。優しい英語で今日の出来事をお届けします。
As of 7:30 a.m. on the 3rd, 38 people had died in the earthquake in Kumamoto Prefecture, including people suspected of dying from disaster-related causes. A total of 8,556 people were staying in evacuation shelters. These figures were announced by the prefecture's disaster response headquarters.
Kumamoto reached 40 degrees Celsius at 2:23 p.m. on the 3rd, becoming the city's first day of 40 degrees or higher since observations began in 1890. Kyushu is facing dangerous heat. People should stay in cool places and take heat stroke precautions, especially around older adults and young children.
At Aeon Mall, Kumamoto, 2 employees of a variety store were killed in a major explosion. The store's operating company said the 2 had first evacuated but were then instructed to return inside to put sales money back in a safe. The company has apologized to their bereaved families.
Japan's Liberal Democratic Party discussed a government proposal to cut the consumption tax on food to 1% for 2 years starting next April. The meeting produced opinions both for and against the plan. In the end, the party left decisions about its future response to Tax Policy Research Council Chairman Onodera.
Large and very strong Typhoon number 13 is moving west over the sea south of Japan. Around the Ogasawara Islands, winds and waves are expected to grow stronger from the evening of the 3rd through the 5th. People should be extremely careful of high waves. The typhoon is expected to approach Okinawa and Amami around Thursday the 6th.
Authorities handled 123 cases in the first half of this year, involving sexual deepfakes made with generative AI or image editing apps and images of people under 18. The number was double the same period last year and already exceeded the full-year totals for 2024 and 2025. Most victims were middle or high school students.
Domestic flights arriving at and leaving Haneda Airport are seeing more delays, creating concerns about on-time service. Starting in September, ANA, Japan Airlines, and other carriers will move the baggage check-in deadline 10 minutes earlier. Passengers will need to finish checking bags 30 minutes before departure.
A former male prosecutor says he was forced to resign after alleged power harassment by a senior prosecutor at the Osaka District Public Prosecutor's Office. A female prosecutor made his 14-page account public on August 3rd. He described repeated comments during training in late 2023 that harmed his mental health. An investigation recognized power harassment but did not punish the supervisor. She called for an independent panel.
Hanshin Tigers infielder Yusuke Oyama, 31, announced on social media on the 3rd that he had divorced. He married a private citizen in December 2021. Oyama said they had discussed the matter and decided to follow separate paths. He thanked her for her support, promised to focus on baseball, and asked fans for continued support during the rest of the season.
次は社会のニュースです。
As of 7:30 a.m. on August 30, 38 people in Kumamoto Prefecture had died in the earthquake, including people suspected of disaster-related deaths. A total of 8,556 people were staying in evacuation shelters. These figures were released by the prefecture's disaster headquarters and described the situation across the prefecture at that time.
On August 3rd, temperatures rose mainly across western Japan. In Kyushu, temperatures exceeded 40 degrees Celsius, creating record-breaking extreme heat. People are urged to continue taking thorough measures against heat stroke during this record heat, especially in areas where temperatures are very high.
Large and very strong Typhoon number 13 is moving west, near Minamotorishima, and is expected to come closest to the Ogasawara Islands on August 4th. Waves there may reach 11 meters, with winds up to 25 meters per second, and gusts up to 35. Strong swells are also reaching Pacific coastal areas near Honshu.
About 5,300 public comments were submitted on a review of Japan's high-cost medical expense system. Many strongly opposed raising monthly out-of-pocket limits, saying it could make people give up treatment. Despite the criticism, the government kept its original policy from August 1st. The limits rose by 4 to 7%, depending on income.
In the first half of 2026, police handled 123 cases involving sexual deepfakes made from images of children under 18 using generative AI or image editing apps. The number was twice that of the same period last year. Among the victims, 79 were middle school students, 38 were high school students, and 3 were elementary school students.
A former prosecutor says a senior prosecutor at the Osaka Special Investigation Department bullied him, forcing him to resign. A female prosecutor published his 14-page statement on August 3rd. He says the abuse during a 2023 training assignment led to insomnia and loss of motivation. An investigation recognized power harassment, but no punishment followed.
Donations to Kumamoto through the Hometown Tax Program have exceeded 700 million yen. Support for the area is spreading, and Kihara expressed heartfelt thanks. The contributions have now passed the 700 million yen mark, showing the growing support for Kumamoto. The report was published on August 3, 2026.
A national opinion poll found that support for Prime Minister Takeichi's cabinet was 59.2%, down 6.7 points from the previous month. The share who said they did not support the cabinet rose 6.8 points to 37.6%. The telephone survey was conducted on August 1st and 2 and received 1,033 valid responses.
During summer vacation, when school lunches are unavailable, families facing financial hardship struggle to provide enough food. In a survey of 8,736 households, about 90% said rising prices left them unable to buy enough food. Nearly 60% had been unable to buy needed food in the past year, and average food spending was under 500 yen per person per day.
次はビジネス関連のニュースです。
Japan's finance minister, Satsuki Katayama, said Japan would not hesitate to carry out further coordinated currency intervention with the United States. Japan and the United States intervened to buy yen on July 31st. The yen briefly rose to about 155.20 per dollar in Tokyo, its strongest level in about 3 months.
Japan's ruling Liberal Democratic Party discussed a government plan to cut the consumption tax on food to 1% for 2 years, starting next April. The meeting produced both support and opposition. In the end, the party left future action on the proposal to its tax committee chairman, Onodera.
Japan's prime minister visited Kumamoto Prefecture on August 3rd after the earthquake there. This was the prime minister's first visit to the prefecture since the disaster occurred. The purpose of the visit was to understand the problems faced by affected areas and hear their requests.
The minimum interest rate for the flat 35 fixed-rate home loan will rise to 3.290% in August. This is the highest level since a system change in October 2017. The rate was 3.140% in July and has stayed above 3% since June, following higher long-term interest rates.
On August 3rd, the Tokyo Stock Exchange's morning closing level was 63,240 yen. During the morning session, the market briefly fell by more than 1,600 yen. The reported reason was profit-taking, meaning investors were selling after earlier gains.
Major airlines will tighten the baggage drop-off deadline for domestic flights at Haneda Airport. Starting September 1, passengers must check in their baggage by 30 minutes before departure. Some airlines had allowed baggage until 20 minutes before departure, while others used 30 minutes as a guideline. The change aims to improve on-time departures.
After the Kumamoto earthquake, an explosion at a shopping mall killed 2 employees of a variety store. A company executive apologized and said the workers had been told to return and move cash from the registers into a safe. He admitted that ordering them inside was wrong and said evacuation will take priority in the future.
Activist shareholders' proposals received at least 20% support at 24 companies this year, the highest number ever recorded. In total, 132 companies received shareholder proposals, also a record, and 4 more than last year. Proposals aimed at improving corporate governance increased, making it easier for other shareholders to support them.
Chinese military researchers appear to have used outputs from AI models developed by OpenAI and Anthropic to train domestic systems for defense. The method, called knowledge distillation, transfers abilities from powerful American models to smaller, cheaper Chinese models. Research papers and patents indicate these systems are used or proposed for surveillance, military operations, and cyber operations.
では、スポーツニュースをお伝えします。
The final round of the Women's British Open was held. 23-year-old Shiho Kawaki defeated a German player in a playoff to win the tournament. This was Kawaki's first victory in an overseas major championship. The event was the final women's golf major of the season.
The Dodgers officially announced that they acquired pitcher Skubal from the Tigers in a trade. Skubal has won the Cy Young Award 2 years in a row. Manager Roberts said the team will become even better and that he is very excited. The move will not affect Ohtani's return.
Masataka Yoshida of the Red Sox hit his 5th home run of the season and had 2 hits and 2 RBIs against the Dodgers. His performance helped Boston win its 5th straight game. Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers also had 1 hit, extending his hitting streak to 6 games.
The pair known as Rikuryu, Riku Miura and Ryuichi Kihara, held the final performance of their first ice show in Tokyo. The 4 shows were sold out with 18,000 people attending. They performed Gladiator, receiving a standing ovation. Miura shed tears, and both skaters were happy that everyone finished safely and smiling.
The draw for the 108th National High School Baseball Championship has been completed. Okinawa Shogaku, last summer's champion, will play Yokohama on the 6th day. Yokohama has pitcher Shoki Oda, who can throw at 157 kilometers per hour. The tournament opens on August 5th, with video review and a female umpire introduced for the first time.
Japan's men's volleyball team made history with 13 straight wins in the nation's league. However, Japan lost in the semi-final and finished 4th. The team had advanced through the preliminary stage in first place after winning 12 matches, but could not reach the final or finish on the podium.
In a men's golf tournament on the U.S. Tour, Hideki Matsuyama played the final round in Detroit, Michigan. He improved his score by 6 strokes and finished in 5th place at 13 under par. Matsuyama had started the final round in 40th place, making a major move up the leaderboard.
Shohei Ohtani was intentionally walked again during the Dodgers' home game against the Red Sox. The walk came in the second inning, with runners on second and third and Los Angeles trailing by 1. Fans loudly booed for the second straight game. Ohtani had 1 hit and 2 walks, but the Dodgers lost 8-4.
UEFA welcomed FIFA's decision to withdraw its plan for a new subsidiary to manage World Cup operations and rights. UEFA criticized President Infantino's leadership as lacking transparency and said FIFA's leaders had lost trust. UEFA called for responsibility and accountability. It had strongly opposed the plan and warned of a possible World Cup boycott.
続いて、国際ニュースです。
U.S. President Donald Trump said the United States had canceled a planned large-scale attack on Iran, and that talks with Iran would begin on the 3rd. Iran said the attack was canceled because it had warned of retaliation. However, the situation remains unclear.
Israel reportedly did not know that a planned large-scale attack on Iran had been canceled. Israeli officials learned about it from President Trump's social media post. They first thought the post might be intended to lower Iran's guard, but later contacted the U.S. government and confirmed the policy change.
A ferry caught fire on the 2nd while sailing northeast of Indonesia's Java Island. So far, 5 people have died, and 41 others are missing. Indonesian rescue authorities are investigating the incident. Further details about the fire and the rescue operation have not been reported.
Record heat continues in southeastern South Korea near Kyushu. On the 2nd, temperatures reached 42.5 degrees Celsius, the highest ever recorded in the country. Many people have suffered heat stroke. Authorities say 14 people have died from heat-related causes this summer.
Many migrants tried to reach Spain's territory of Ceuta by sea from Morocco because of a false belief that Spain would not forcibly return them. Online misinformation and human trafficking groups worsened the situation. Morocco said about 40,000 people attempted to cross and about 10 people drowned.
A monitoring website in China's Hebei province temporarily exposed personal information about foreigners, including journalists. Images from the site indicated that Japanese and American reporters were among those monitored. A cybersecurity researcher found the site in January, and it became inaccessible in May.
5 people have now died in an explosion at a restaurant in central Moscow. Investigators are treating it as a terrorist incident. The daughter of a senior Russian Aerospace Forces commander may have been injured. Reports say a birthday party there included lawmakers and government officials.
Hungary will completely stop operations at its only nuclear power plant because the Danube River is too low to provide enough cooling water during the heat wave. It will be the plant's first full shutdown in 44 years. Cooling water after the shutdown is secured, and officials say there is no safety problem.
Finance Minister Katayama said Japan and the United States carried out coordinated intervention to correct the historically weak yen. He also said Japan would not hesitate to conduct further joint intervention. The yen has recently strengthened as Japan buys yen and sells dollars, while stock prices have fallen.
続いて、文化・芸能ニュースをお伝えします。
Haruna Kawaguchi and Ko Itakura, a player on Japan's national soccer team, have announced their marriage and Kawaguchi's pregnancy on Instagram. Kawaguchi said they hope to build a family home filled with smiles. The couple's announcement also drew attention to the handwritten signature included in the post.
Number I has announced its first world tour. The Japan chapter will begin in October 2026 as Number I Live Tour No I. It will visit 5 major domes in Sapporo, Tokyo, Nagoya, Osaka, and Fukuoka. The overseas chapter, covering Asia and North America, is planned for 2027. More details will be announced later.
Ariana Grande plans to step away from public activities after her Eternal Sunshine Tour ends. The tour's 10 London shows are scheduled to finish on September 1st, 2026. She will then rest and leave a planned West End stage performance in London. Her representative said ongoing public attention and criticism had been difficult.
JO1 has canceled its concerts in Seoul, scheduled for September 26th and 27, 2026. Ticket sales had already been postponed. The group said it carefully considered conditions around the venue and other requirements for safe event management, but judged that the concerts would be extremely difficult to hold normally. It apologized to waiting fans.
Freelance announcer Saya Hiyama has announced that she is expecting her first child. She made the announcement on Instagram on August 3rd. Hiyama said she is now in a stable period and both mother and baby are healthy. She plans to continue working within a reasonable range while putting her health first.
Britain's Royal Ballet has more than 10 Japanese dancers, along with performers from many countries. Artistic director Kevin O'Hare says the company values each dancer's freedom and individuality while sharing one vision. During its July performances in Japan, the company presented La Fille Malgarde and Giselle, receiving a strong response.
Capcom's new amusement facility, Cap Comics, has opened at Mark is Minato Mirai in Yokohama. Comedian Hollywood Zeiko Shisho attended a media preview and said he wanted to visit privately, too. He tried interactive games based on Onimusha, Street Fighter, and Monster Hunter. The facility offers experiences for children, adults, tourists, and foreign visitors.
A new contest will choose Japan's top foreign national mensai performers this November. Applicants must be foreign nationals aged 18 or older, competing alone or in teams of 2 or 3. They must submit a 3 to 5 minute Japanese mensai video by September 18th. 10 finalists will compete in Tokyo on November 29th. The winner receives 500,000 yen.
The White Tiger mural at Kitora Tumulus in Asuka, Nara Prefecture, is now open to the public through August 30th. This is the first public display since the Asuka Fujiwara capital area became a World Heritage Site on July 26th. Visitors watch through glass in groups of about 15 for 10 minutes. Admission is free, but reservations are required.
今日のニュースは以上です。最後までお付き合いいただき、ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。